We're back. All right, so for today's video, we're going to do just fun stuff. We're going to do something that I'm probably late on the game with, per usual, but I haven't done too many cut creases, so we're going to do a colorful one and see how it turns out. Cut creases have been super popular. Sorry, that's a lot of words. Okay. Today we're going to attempt a cut crease, which has been very popular with a lot of makeup artists. I have attempted it twice already. This will be my third time, and I'm hoping I get it right. But if I don't, it's okay. So let's go on this journey together, and always remember that your worst is sometimes better than someone's best. I personally enjoy the color scheme orange and blue, so I want to incorporate that into the cut crease, and hopefully I teach y'all something, but if all else fails, I'll learn what not to do. Got a new set, shooting in 4K now. Got new lights, cameras, backdrop, got a big microphone. Stepping up our game so that you can see things more clearly, so you can see all the beautiful things and the mistakes clearly, so we can give you a better experience. I'm extremely happy, you know, I don't know. I'm sorry, look, this. Yeah, you know, we have the things going on. They're bright. That was bright and great put together. They're bright. We've got bright things going on here. With cut creases, you have to use a concealer to cut the crease, and for that I'll be using L'Oreal's Infallible Full Wear in the shade Cashmere. So I have watched a few videos, in particular Nikki tutorials, so I have an idea of how to approach it for the most part. I'm not a master at it, so today is a learning experience for me. The first step I'm going to do in this eye look is apply a thin layer of concealer, because since we'll be applying a thick layer in the middle of the eye, I don't necessarily want it to be packed full of product. LA Pro has more of a thinner consistency than the L'Oreal concealer, so I feel like it'll lay down a little softer to start off the base colors, and then we can apply the cut crease with the thick one and then start applying our graphic color. I will be using the typical artistry palette that every artist uses. The Morphe and James Charles palette does have all the colors you would ever need, and I feel that it is easy for new time makeup artists to use. Alright, so everybody has their own way of approaching this look. I always start off every eye look with my highlight. To go with the orange I'll be applying up here, I'm going to pick a more golden highlight, that guy, and just apply it from this point to the very, very tip. That's barely there. I didn't give me as much shine as I was hoping for, so I'm gonna move over to its next door neighbor and use the wider shade. I want to attempt to make the crease area orange and the lid blue, and so I'll be using several of each of those colors to kind of make it more blended. For the orange part of my look, I want it to radiate from this lighter orange to a more burnt orange, and I want the lighter orange to be more in the inner corner, and then it radiate to the darker orange. Gonna go ahead and grab that light orange and start applying it to the inner corner of my eye. Grab that burnt orange color above the red, and this is where I will apply it all the way up to about the middle part where we added the orange, and a little bit lower, and carry it all the way into this area and just fill it in. sticking to the orange color schemes, I am going to dip into the red just to give it a little more defined look around the crease area. And I might even pop a little bit of yellow orange in this space that is vacant. I'm mixing yellow and the burnt orange to fill in the space. All right, this is one of the more intimidating eye looks that I've tried, so let's keep going. Now I'm going to be dipping into the red and putting it all on the inner side of this, and then we will be moving on into the concealer, aka the danger zone. Let's do it. Blend. Okay, so for what we've got to work with so far, I think we're in a good place. So now it's on to the scarier place, which is the concealer cutting part. We're heading into the danger zone. I've seen different types of brushes used to cut the crease. I have two that I feel like do a decent job at it. It really just depends on what your goal is. I think for today, since I want to be a little more delicate about it, so it has a better chance of showing up, I'm going to use a smaller one and slowly work my way with it, as opposed to trying to just apply the whole thing with one good stroke. All right, so there's a lot of moving parts to this. I forgot that a lot of the people who do this well go ahead and add the color that they apply to the crease to the under eye as well, just so that it has a fluid motion to it. So let's do that. All right, I got my brush, got my concealer, and I have half the confidence. So let's do it. Well, I don't know if this looks right to y'all, but that was the easiest it's gone down for me. So I would recommend the smaller brushes and working your way slowly as opposed to applying it all at once. That's awesome. For me. All right, I'm gonna go do this eye. All right, I'm gonna go do this eye in front of a full length mirror so that I can stand back and see exactly what I'm doing, and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back from the bathroom, and I do feel as if this is worlds better than the previous attempts. My biggest tips are patience, practice, and confidence. Just know that you'll get there. So we're gonna jump on up to the blues now and start finishing off this look. All right, so my current plan is to use specifically this dark blue, possibly this dark blue, and definitely this light, brighter blue. It's so much better than it ever has been. Watch me just ruin it. A little nervous on how to start this off, so I think I'm gonna just lay down a light blue on majority of the area and then start building up on the darker blues. So I will start off with that bright blue I showed y'all and go for it. An issue I'm running into currently, and it could be the concealer, is that my product is picking up the color that I want on the actual inner lid. And as you can see, it's kind of fading and not sticking as much. So I'm going to attempt to keep piling it on and hopefully we can get it to build up. sad. In the spirit of learning this together, I think the issue with the last brush was that it was very thin, and so it was getting wet easily. So when I switched to this denser brush, it was able to pack it on a little easier. So now I'm gonna move on to a lighter blue. I want it to radiate from dark into my corner going into the light. So I'm gonna use a smaller brush and get a blue highlight from the James Charles palette. That one. And apply it in, and then we will grab the darker color after that. Going to go under the bright blue and down to this darker shiny blue. Only apply it to right about here because I want to finish it off with a dark blue. Alright, now I'm going to grab the darker, still shiny blue in the palette and just dab it into those corners. Alright, now I'm going to apply my eyeliner. I think I want to do a purple shadow because those are complementary to the colors I have going on already, so that's what we're going to do. For all you 90s kids, who is this color? Let me know in the comments. Quick corner highlight, we'd be done. All right, so this is my finished look today. It is pretty out there and pretty bold, but I learned some lessons today, and hopefully you did too. If there's things that you can tell me about myself, I will gladly take the tips because everyone's good at different parts of eyeshadows. This most certainly has turned out much better than the past 2 times I've tried it, and I will definitely be stepping up my game and trying it again at a later date, but today it's done. I'm pretty impressed with myself, honestly. All right, I'm gonna go get another one of our babies. I'll be right back. All right, so due to some technical difficulties, our camera bonked out on us. We're gonna continue talking about Mike and chinchillas and little facts about them real quick, because I don't want y'all to not get your animal. Hey, don't want y'all to not get your little animal intake for the day. All right, so chinchillas, they do primarily live in the mountains of Chile, and they can live in what's called herds, ranging from anywhere 14 to 100 members. These little guys can jump up to 6 feet, so they can definitely make it onto a refrigerator with no problem. They have the longest gestation period of any other rodent, so it stays pregnant for 111 days. Not this guy. And they typically have 2 babies. We've had 3 born at once, and then we don't get them wet. Like rabbits, they have very dense fur. In fact, chinchillas have the densest fur of any land mammal. And if you get them wet or too wet, they can get fungal infections below the hair area. So, and since they do have the densest fur out of any land mammal, that means that the follicles have more hair. So humans have 1 hair per follicle. These guys have 80 hairs per follicle. So that's why they do dust baths, typically consisting of fine-grained pumice rocks and volcanic ash from the mountains, and they just roll around in that. They release hair when they're pissed or nervous or annoyed. So he's about to that point. He's probably ready to go back to bed. Their closest relative is the North American porcupine, which is, you know, they don't have coils like that, but they certainly release their hair as a defense mechanism in a similar fashion. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I will be back probably sometime a week after this video is posted with the new Pure Cosmetics Out of the Blue eyeshadow palette, which I'm going to break into right now. Alright, see y'all later.